Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Stash Roundtables. We have gathered around some of the brightest minds in music to discuss everything and anything going on today. We've gotten an eclectic group of people in my roundtable today for thestash.com, and right now they're going to introduce themselves.
What's up? Tracy G, co-host for Sway in the Morning, BT correspondent.
I'm Eric Rosenthal, one half of the hip-hop sketch comedy group ItsTheReal.
I'm Jeff Rosenthal, the taller one.
And three of us make up ItsTheReal. Jayson Editorial Director of REVOLT TV.
I'm Simone, Amelia, aka the Boss Lady, and I'm the host of International Affair on Dash Radio, editor at large of Report magazine, and I'm a Virgo.
Right now.
Yeah.
My name is Nate Santos. I'm a Capricorn. I like walks on the beach, and I'm a senior staff writer at thestash.com.
My name is David Amaya. I'm a community manager over at Complex Magazine, and I am Joe LaPuma's role model.
It's the top of 2015, and as always, we're looking into our magic crystal ball of whatever we think is going to pop off. And right now, we're going to talk about who we think is going to have the breakout year in 2015. Not necessarily somebody who's brand new, but somebody who has been kind of like bubbling for a little while and is ready to explode in the next couple of years, in the next couple of weeks or months. I open the table to whoever wants to start it off.
Can I just bring up the obvious?
Go up,
I just
Tracy.
want to trot this rapper to the
Let's do
forefront.
it. Mm-hmm.
One of the most charismatic voices we have, Drake. And why? Because, Drake is really good at leveraging real life experiences and then funneling them into his album, right? So he's gonna have a freaking stash of anecdotes that we are just waiting to hear about. Shall we list them?
Go for it.
The grand snuff from Puffy. Okay, all these motherfucking strippers talking about sexual assault here, sexual assault there. There's men with guns outside my house. Right? Then else,
What else, Tracy?
Oh my gosh.
Tell them what you meant.
What seems like the crumbling dynasty of Young Money.
Young Money, yes.
I don't even think he's put on wax I don't want to say reunion, but I guess this rekindling of a friendship with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
There's just so much that we want to hear from him, and we know that he's going to be able to conquer all of that storytelling and do it very, very well.
There's nothing better than somebody who's in the headlines getting ready to put out an album.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you've seen it with, like, Usher with Confessions, and, he just kind of put it out there. And Jayson
he didn't
with the
write it,
Blueprint.
Did Drake got somebody pregnant?
Hey, it's not that far-fetched. Shoot, go for it. Who do you think is going to
I
break
was
out
gonna
this
say
year?
Action Bronson. I feel like that's like
That's
gonna be a big project.
I feel like this is gonna be his first true album. Is that right?
Yeah, his first major label
And
album.
I mean, like everything he's put out thus far has been getting me like very excited. The freestyle he did with Funk Flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Action Bronson is gonna have a breakout year.
We are not getting the Carter 5 this year, right? That's
Sorry for the
Yeah.
Me too.
Someone that I'm rooting for is Meek Mill.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I feel, I'm sure we've all interviewed him at different stages over the years. I interviewed him just when he was just coming out, featured him in a fashion campaign on drjs.com.
Yeah.
And his son wasn't even born yet. And so I feel like he's so hungry right now that his head's probably exploding because he doesn't even know which way to go because he's so excited, because we all know he's very excitable.
Very passionate.
Very passionate.
Our Meek Mill.
Right. And you know what I love about him? He loves to rap. Like, he loves to rap, and he will freestyle your ear off if you give him a chance. So I'm super excited for that album. Absolutely.
I love it that even when you don't think he's passionate, he sounds like he's passionate.
That's default.
Yeah, exactly.
Philly guy.
The Philly
Regional bias.
The Philly bias just sprung out right now. You know who I'm kind of like looking forward to, but not really, who is kind of under the radar, is OG Maco. Like, he's a young dude who kind of came out of nowhere. And, you kind of thought he was one type of dude with, bitch, you guessed it. And, he completely switched my entire thinking of him when he put out that EP, Breathe, which is talking about, all these all these social issues that are going on between Ferguson and Staten Island and Eric Garner, and then he put out a verse on this audio push song that is like probably the hottest verse I've heard. You know, I'm sorry, guys.
He keeps talking about his big hands.
Jayson feels a slap impending.
Prayer emojis.
Go on.
But yeah, OG Maco, that's a guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with his platform. It's kind of like he's almost where like Waka was a few years ago, and then you kind of didn't know what to expect, and then Flockavelli came out, and I was like, oh shit,
Right.
like this album is awesome. He's more than just no hands or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jeremih.
Oh, okay.
All right.
How surprising.
Good choice.
You know you don't work there anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say Drake because he's still my favorite rapper right now. But Jeremih, I know he has fire to put out.
Yeah.
And we might not get it this year.
Another year.
But I know, Don't Tell Him, it's huge. And now the new one with J. Cole.
Yep, it's hot.
Flames.
I don't know
Which
if I...
apparently had the original verse was from Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, Chance the Rapper's on the original one.
Yeah.
And I don't think, did that come out? Or
I don't think so. I just saw like
They did
Facebook
it
talk
live.
about it.
Right.
Switch it to J. Cole.
Another artist connected to Jeremih, who they have the same manager, is Snooty Wild. I really like him, and I think he's gonna have a big year too because he has a great team around him. Yo Gotti is an amazing mentor,
Yes.
and yeah,
The
he's-
hardest working person.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
who ships his cars to every city that he's in.
You gotta be working hard to be able to do that.
Amen.
I think this year's interesting, man. I think last year, hip hop was getting weird for a long time, or
Oh, it's still weird.
but it was in transition. Where
Yeah.
it was in transition, and there was guys that would pop up with us like a Young Lean or like a bunch of like DIY stuff.
Who?
And then-
Young Lean?
Yeah,
I didn't
like,
even hear about it.
Yeah.
And like last year in particular was strange because none of the heavy hitters came out. So
Right.
it's like, and we're celebrating like Drake's collection of Lucy's is the best album of the year. He's getting a Grammy nomination off of just a Lucy that doesn't live on a compilation or a mixtape.
Yeah.
And I think what's exciting is like the carryover from like OG Maco coming out this year, and then Rocky. I thought he was gonna come out last year. Still excited for that sophomore album.
Yeah.
But then you had the heavyweights who are also gonna come
Yeah.
out. So it's like Kanye, Drake, etc. So I think it's interesting all the narratives that are gonna collide this year. You know what I mean? And with that, I think it's going to create a new tapestry of sort of like narratives where you have like Tink. I'm interested in Tink. More Dej Loaf. I think it's interesting to have female rappers that aren't sort of cut from the same derivative. Where it's like sexy, like let me have a crop top or whatever. Where it's like Tink is probably like the reincarnation, or she's like Miss Dynamite, potential fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Like Dej Loaf. Like I love seeing like rappers flirt with her on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, and she's dope, and she's bringing a whole new style. There's no necessarily like archetype for what she did before. So I just think like with everything colliding this year, all the people who said last year like, yo, it was kind of boring this year.
Right.
There was no music or all that. I think you're gonna see the tilt